Ladies and gentlemen, Lenny March here at Ox Fight Academy, a beautiful gym here in Workington, and I'm with Brett Nolan, fresh off a holiday from Switzerland. Brett, how are you?
I'm okay, mate. Thank you. Good.
I would say your tan's looking well, but obviously Switzerland isn't the warmest of places probably this time of the year. But did you enjoy your holiday nonetheless?
Oh, mate, it was really good. Yeah, good. Thank you. Yeah.
I did ask you before we went on there as well. Any skiing, anything like that? Was there? Because I know Switzerland's quite big for like the skiing resorts and stuff like that. So was there anything like to indulge over there on the slopes?
There wasn't so much skiing. Like the reason that I booked it was for everybody knows now, but I've just engagement.
Yeah.
Aye, so it was good, mate. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, you just jogged that memory to my head. I remember the picture now. Talk to me a bit about that process. What was that like leading into an engagement? Was you more nervous for an engagement or walking to the ring? What does that look like?
I think because now I've fought.
Probably should choose your question or your answer correctly if she's watching.
I think obviously because I've been in the cage and that, there's nothing quite like walking out, as if you're gonna fucking try and pan someone's head right in. You know what I mean?
I presume she wasn't trying to.
Like, but obviously, if I didn't ask her while we were up there, she'd have probably fucking panned my head in. So,
what was the process of like hiding the ring? How did that go down? Obviously, you brought the ring, hide the ring, you try and get the ring size. It's a mad process, isn't it?
It was terrible. I was checking my pocket every fucking 2 seconds. Like, honestly, especially like before we went in the helicopter up onto the glacier and that. And Lado, the photographer, was going, "Oh, have you got it? Have you got it? Have you got it?" I'm like, "Yeah, fucking me, I've got it. Yeah, fucking hell." You know what I mean? It's just fucking crazy, man. Crazy.
Absolutely love it. We're going to talk a bit about some business. Obviously, February 28th, Brett Nolan returns back to the Machine MMA cage. It's going to be spectacular because if you've watched his last two fights, Brett, I think there's only one way to explain it. Devastating. That's the only way I would say. You're devastating. Your check left hook. Everyone, I remember. I replay your last fight, that check left hook as he comes in and you put him out cold. Talk to me a bit about your time off. How have you enjoyed that to kind of reset and re-go February 28th?
Yeah, it's been nice. Like I say, it's still going to work out that I've had 3 fights in a year. So I've still kept pretty active, but it's just been a case of having some time out, time to reset, time to focus on some things that like are important to me. And I'm ready to go. I'm all ready, yeah.
Ready to go again. Obviously, your opponent on the night, Thomas, training out of the lab in Darlington. Another, a solid opponent, I would say. Good grappler. Talk to me a bit about him. If you have anything on Thomas, obviously, I was mentioning a pretty decent grappler from what I've seen. I've had the lucky to see his first fight over there in the Rise and Conquer. But tell me what you expect from Thomas on the night on February 28th.
I don't really go looking for my opponents. I try and just stay in my own lane. I'm probably one of the few who actually does that.
Ian's job.
Yeah. Well, like I've been told that he's a good grappler. So I've been practicing on my grappling. Obviously, I've got to try and meet him where he exceeds. So, like you say, I'm just going to keep my cards close to my chest. But watch out, Thomas.
Do you think he's watching your last 2 fights and seeing your finishes and thinking, okay, I might be in for a hard night of work here?
I think he probably is, but at the same time, he's probably thinking that he's just if it gets too hot standing up, he's going to try and take us down straight away, which obviously I'm prepared for. So we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. From what I've seen as well, the especially the last event, I think your gym showed a lot of work in terms of grappling, especially grappling defense. Cameron went out there, got the Von Fluke choke. Is that something that, as a gym, not just yourself, that you're looking to prove out there? We might be strikers and we might be gay and we're looking to fight, but we can do it all around here.
Yeah, to be honest, obviously we are a new gym. We've only been up in just over a year, so we don't have like all the experience. Grappling takes years and years to master. But obviously, I've said to Rolo that I would love to get a tap. Do you know what I mean? Like that would be great for me and my confidence as well. Obviously, because I've done it standing up, it'd be nice to prove to myself that I can actually tap somebody out. So that's all I've been working on, is trying to tap people out in here.
So February 28th, you go in there against Thomas, you tap him. Is that perfect scenario in your head? You go in there, you tap him against, as I mentioned, in my eyes, Thomas, primarily a grappler. You tap him. That's a big statement in my eyes.
That's a big statement, and I'll expect a couple of stripes on my belt in my BJJ. But no, like I say, it's hard to say. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, if it goes to the floor, it goes to the floor. Like, in my head, it'll just be a case of trying to survive and trying to get back to my feet. And if I'm on top, if I happen to be on top when I'm on the floor, it'll just be a case of ground and pounding him.
Viciousness. I think that would be the motto to explain yourself, especially what I've seen from the last two fights from Brett. I want to talk about, I don't want to say the biggest story heading into this fight, but something that's boosted this fight in my eyes is obviously, unfortunately, the loss of your friend Nicole, which I deeply, how do you word this? Apologise for the loss of for your friend Nicole. But I want to talk about the story that you've made aware. Obviously, you're fighting in memory of Nicole. Can you talk to me a little bit about your friendship with Nicole and talk to me about like that? And obviously, the moment where we are today, obviously, you're raising funds for a charity that's completely slipped my head now. That's it, SUDEP, obviously epilepsy and unexpected death. And talk to me a little bit about, firstly, with your friendship with Nicole and how much she kind of means to you.
I mean, I first met her in secondary school, went all through secondary school with her. And obviously our friendship carried on outside of school. When we finished school, we used to always, go house parties. We used to go to the pub every weekend, you know what I mean? Like, and she was always there without any fail. And she was just like the biggest ray of sunshine you could ever meet. She was such a lovely person.
I would say, heading into a fight, as I mentioned, it's difficult just to head into a normal fight without this, on your chest or in your mind. When you heard the news about the passing of Nicole, was there anything in the back of your mind you're thinking, I can't fight? Or was it just strengthen the motivation to, like, I'm going to be there on February 28th and I'm going to be there in support of Nicole and show awareness, shall we say?
I would say at the start, it was kind of a shock. And, I mean, it's like if anything sort of gets in your head, like while you're in camp, it does knock you and it does push you back. But I haven't been sleeping very well recently, and I was up late one night and I thought, I'm gonna try and turn this, this horrible thing into something that's like that can actually, like, we can gain from it. As long as we can, like, raise awareness for these for these type of conditions, it's going to be a great thing in the future, because it isn't talked about as much as it should be. And it is like there's 600,000 cases in the UK alone, and it's just, like I say, it's just really important that we get it out there for people to understand and to learn.
Yeah, and I think what you've done for Nicole is great thus far. And I think I looked back at your GoFundMe either yesterday or early this morning, and I think you've beat your target already. I think it was originally at 600, wasn't it? But I think you went past like the 2,300 mark, I think I want to believe. So that in itself is a big achievement for you, Brett, and I just want to say congratulations. Unfortunately, she's not here, but if she was here, she'd be appreciating this sort of gesture that you're giving to the charity. Was it big for you to do this? Like you mentioned there, there was a few days where I was thinking, I don't know whether I want to do this, but as soon as you said that I want to fight in memory of her, and there was no option in your mind that you're going into their fight for the goal. That was it.
Yeah. It's sort of like it's put everything in like a different perspective for me, really. Like, the training that I've been doing since I found out, it's like I'm not even training. It's like I go into this frenzy, like in this other like realm, and I forget where I'm at. Do you know what I mean? And it's really strange, like, but it really is motivating me to try and to win this fight. And don't get me wrong, I am looking to win, like, in like the most devastating way possible. But for me, like, I've already won in some aspects because of what I've achieved so far with this fundraiser. Like, the money that we've raised already is absolutely mind-blowing. And I just want to thank everybody for all the support so far. Obviously, if there is anyone out there that hasn't donated or shared, if you could please do so, because it is for a really good cause, and it would be really, really appreciated by me, Nicole's family.
Brett, thank you so much for doing this. I know it's hard in the situation that you're in, so I appreciate your time, first and foremost. And we look forward to it. February 28th, Brett returns back to the cage in memory of Nicole. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to put the GoFundMe link in the description. I don't know how long it's running for, but I think it'll go all the way to February 28th, and or probably, so if when you're watching this, there'll be a little description there, a link in the description. Click on that and donate to Brett and obviously his mission on February 28th, where he's fighting in support of Nicole. It's going to be a fantastic night. Brett, thank you very much. Got a little bit of sweaty hands, but here we are. Thank you very much.